Welcome all to Off the Cuff, and this is a special segment about an organization called Maitri. Maitri is a free, confidential, non-profit organization based in the San Francisco Bay Area that primarily helps families and individuals from South Asia, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives facing domestic violence, emotional abuse, cultural alienation, or family conflict. And since 1991, Maitri has done transformative work, empowering over thousands of survivors, and has become the go-to agencies for South Asian community. And I do have Zakia Afrin here with me. Zakia, welcome.
Thank you.
She is the Director of Survivor Advocacy and Violence Prevention at Maitri. She's also a Senior Fellow and Adjunct Professor of International Law at Golden Gate University and a founder of Ainar Kotha, if I'm right.
Yes.
Know Your Rights in Bangla. So, so Zakia, I have been here for 30 years, almost, more than 30 years, and Maitri is also was started in 91, the year I came in, and it's still existing.
Yes.
What is going on? There's so many prevention and awareness programs started here, especially for the South Asian community, but the violence has gone up. Anything you can shed light on that, because you have looked into it much more deeply. Yeah.
Thank you, Namrita, for inviting Maitri to your wonderful program. This is our 35th year.
Yes.
And like you said, that the numbers are really high when we look at domestic violence in our communities.
Yes.
So I just want to share a few numbers that might speak to the crisis that we are in.
Mm-hmm.
Since inception in 1991, we have answered more than 65,000 calls in our helpline. We have helped more than 10,000 victims and survivors of domestic violence, and all in the Bay Area. Now, domestic violence happens in every community, in every economic backgrounds. However, for immigrant communities, immigration itself can bring in certain barriers, and that's why there needs to be specialized care for these people undergoing domestic violence. And that's why Maitri actually started to fill the gaps that all of the mainstream organizations were not able to provide to South Asian community. And after 35 years, we see that I wouldn't say that the violence is increasing. However, the awareness has definitely gone up.
Okay.
And that is kind of I will say, a success for our organization and other, of course, others who work in this field, that people now recognize more that it's happening. And that's one reason that we get more calls, not just from the victims. We also get calls from our community members. They have seen something and they have heard about us. They are helping somebody, a neighbor, a student, a co-worker.
Yes.
And those people are also reaching out.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what is your role with Maitri?
When I started with Maitri, I was answering the helpline, and over the years I have had the opportunity to go through multiple programs. The legal program, we built an immigration program in 2011. The prevention became one of our priorities back in 2010. So all of those stages, I have been involved with Maitri. Currently, I'm overseeing all of our direct services and our violence prevention. Now, our direct services, they come in two layers. One is our crisis intervention, where we have the helpline and we have the legal program. And then we also have the self-sufficiency, which is housing, which is economic empowerment, which is building people's self-confidence, because domestic violence can really crush your self-esteem. So everything, all the supportive services as well.
Yeah, so I think it requires a lot of empathy and a lot of, humanity, I'll say, and strength. So, for the work you all are doing, and we can only be very grateful, the entire community, to what you bring to the community, I have to say. And one more thing is, like you talked about the awareness and prevention programs. Can you tell us what kind of programs does Maitri offer?
So, one of the main
Yeah.
focus of our prevention program is engaging with our community.
Okay.
Now, for example, right now I'm connecting through you to many of your listeners. That's one of the things. We do reach out to our policymakers about different types of policies that impact domestic violence survivors. Now, it's not just about the violence, but it's also all of the intersectional issues. For example, immigration, funding, poverty, house rent, the cost of life, gender inequality. All of these things actually impact a survivor in many different ways than a general community member. So our prevention program does policy advocacy, and then we do one-on-one conversations with our leaders, with our different professional groups, and then we also recently meaning in the past few years, we have been really ramping up our engagement with our youth community.
Youth is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is all of our just kind of trying to talk about healthy relationships, so that we don't have to later on put out the fire when violence is breaking out.
So, Zakia, when I say, from generation to generation, relationships change and environment changes, society changes. We have come as immigrants here, balancing our cultures. So there's a lot of, conflict that goes on. You are a professor of conflict and peace, but that isn't to do with international, affairs. But even for personal, our relationships. So, what do you think is the most needed for today's youth? Because they are not just dealing with, there are too many things for them to deal with. Yeah.
Yes.
So, a little
yes.
bit about
You actually have pointed out to a very sensitive issue that we are trying to deal with, because there are a lot of cultural conflict when
Yes.
somebody is migrating,
Yeah.
with or without violence. You actually accepting and building your life in a new culture, it
Yes.
can bring its own challenges. Now, for our the victims and survivors,
Yeah.
we are providing culturally responsive services,
Okay.
so that we can relate to them, we can point out the differences from where we come from and what's happening here, and then show them the way. And in terms of the youth, they are, I would say, dealing with a multi-layer complexities, right?
Okay.
Because they're at home, they're dealing with their parents who may be from immigrant backgrounds,
Yeah.
and they have different sets of values. And as statistics tell us that many immigrant families speak a different language than English at home, all of that, and then when they're coming into the workplace or schools, their educational institutions, they are dealing with the mainstream. So we started organizing youth to come forward and share their issues with us. I'll give you an example. In February is actually in California, it's Teen Healthy Relationship Month.
Okay.
And on that occasion, we actually organized a convention on mental health and youth.
Very important.
And we were actually listening, and we were, really intrigued by the shares that our youth have come forward with, and they were talking about their challenges, both at home and both at when they're outside. And together we were trying to brainstorm, okay, where do we go from here? What steps parents need to take? What steps community members and organizations like ours
Yes.
can do to help them?
It's so wonderful that you provide a platform to, for youth voices also. But another thing is, in this environment where there is so much of violence everywhere, there is, hyper masculine role model. I won't say role models, but people around, leaders, heroes, the pop culture. It's so how and what can you say about raising boys in this culture? Yeah.
That's a very interesting question, Namrita. I'm a mother of two boys, so I deal with this problem, I would say, almost every day in my life, and I see that our children, especially the boys, they need more support.
Yes.
Because while we are, of course, we have to focus on violence against women because sheer numbers are very high, much higher than the violence against male or boys. However, we cannot leave our boys behind. We have to bring them with us. We have to teach from the beginning at our individual level what is gender equality means, how a woman, how a girl should be treated, and what does that mean when they become responsible adults in their relationship. How will they handle that that power balance or power imbalance, if I may say.
Yes.
So this is, boys need to be educated, absolutely.
Very true, very true. So, thank you once again, Maitri, for doing the work that you all are doing. I will give you the hotline here for Maitri. It's 1-888-862-4874. Am I right?
Yes.
And do you have any other?
I'd like to leave with a call of action for the community members who may be watching that, we have to start at home, how we behave with our partners, with our spouses. Our children are watching. So that's where we start developing healthy relationship habits. And then in our community, we have to really stand up for gender equality, for pay equity, and violence must be intolerable. There should be no tolerance for violence, be it physical violence or verbal abuse, what we see in social media, victim blaming, and all types of harassment. This is just not healthy for anybody. Even the person who causes harm, they suffer. They also suffer from this backlash, and our criminal justice system, whether they are still not in a stage that they can rehabilitate somebody. They will only offer the punishment and they will not offer any rehabilitation. So there is no way around it. We have to, we just have to reject this culture of violence and absolutely support the policymakers or lawmakers who will stand with us in condemning violence.
Absolutely, absolutely. And especially for the South Asian community and also elsewhere, but we are talking about South Asian community. We are coming from a patriarchal system where you have to unlearn a lot of generational baggage, I'll say, as a parent or as a husband or a wife, because you have seen certain things which are normalized during when we were growing. And one more thing is that like Zakia said, it's very important for to think about how to raise our boys, because in the end, most of the domestic violence survivors are women, I think.
Yes.
And yes. And let's talk about I remember about the upcoming gala where people can, get in touch or donate or support this organization and know more about it. So a little bit about the gala.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Namrita. Before going for the gala, I just wanted to address about the patriarchal culture that you said. Unfortunately, it's everywhere. I mean, look around us.
Yes.
It's not just the South Asian community.
No,
I mean, now with technological advances, there are the dangers of AI tools dehumanizing women and some minority communities. It's a huge threat.
Wow.
So, we are also trying to address that at organizational level.
Yes.
We are trying to talk to the community members as well as our victims and survivors about how we can stay safe from these influences.
Okay.
Now about the gala, of course,
Yes.
this is our 35th year. It's a special year. We have as entertainment Abby V, very popular singer, beautiful classically trained, beautiful voice, and it's happening March 28th, Saturday, in Palo Alto. So, and on our website, on our social media, we are currently, selling tickets, and very few are remaining. Come to our gala, listen to the impact that we were able to create together with you, because this is not something that an organization can take on. It's with community members' help, where how we have been making impact, and learn about our plan and be part of the change. Be a proud supporter of organization like ours. Support us, donate to us, and let's get rid of violence from our communities altogether.
Yeah, I think nothing more to say after that. Do go to maitri.org.
Yes.
And look into the work they're doing. You can donate or also attend their wonderful gala, I'll say. And they are on social media everywhere, Maitri Bay Area, I guess. So thank you, Zakia, for giving your time. It was again a very important talk that I hope listeners, you will take action or at least think about it. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time. Thank you so much.